Hey, James Akers here, the tie guy. Today, I've already got my shirt ready, collar up. We're going to be doing something that some people may not think will look right, but you'll see in the end it will. A light blue shirt with a lighter blue suit. Obviously, the shirt's lighter than this, but I'm saying for a blue suit. It's not navy. It's not super bright, but it's a lighter blue suit, light blue shirt, light blue suit, and we're actually pairing that with a solid red tie, and you'll be seeing how that all comes together in a minute. For today's tie, we're going to be tying a Zegna, a Hermenegildo Zegna, probably my favorite brand, if you will, judging by my collection. When it comes to ties, I have a lot of favorites. I love Salvatore Ferragamo, love Hermes, love Isaia, love Kiton, love Zegna. But I named my dog Zegna, if that says anything, and most of my suits are Zegna, and I have several of the shirts and stuff. But this is a new Zegna tie. I haven't tied this yet. This is one of their thinner silks. It is a solid red, but it does have some little dotting throughout to give it some layers and some texture. We'll be doing a review today of the tie and everything. One question I get asked by people is, that I want to address on this video: how do I know how long the tie needs to be for me? Okay, and I'm not wording the question very good, but basically, there's two factors, or really, I guess three factors to think about in where we want this tie to be when we start tying it. Number one is your neck size. I have a 16.5-inch neck. So I have a little bit bigger neck for a guy my size, probably because I work out a lot, so I have bigger shoulders and chest and arms. So my neck's a little bit bigger for my body size because I'm not real big throughout, but I do have a large neck. So one is your neck size. Two would be the thickness of the tie. So obviously a thinner tie is going to tie a little bit tighter knot, therefore it's going to require less silk, so the tie is not going to be, it's going to hang a little bit different than a thicker tie. I'll give you a quick example on that. So this Zegna is a thin silk. It's not a very thick silk. Let me grab a thicker tie here real quick. Give me a second. I'm looking for just a nice thick tie. Here we go. This one's a very thick tie. This is an Isaia, another Italian company, and this is a very thick tie. So if you would look at these side by side, I don't know if the camera can pick this up or not, but the Isaia tie is 2 to 3 times thicker than the Zegna tie. That's going to make a big difference in where we start the tie with regards to tying it, how long we have the thicker part of the tie hanging down to start the tie, is the thickness of the silk. And lastly would be your height, because a taller person with a taller midsection is going to need the tie to be longer than I would need it. I'm only 5'10", so I'm not super tall. I'm just average height, and the tie should come somewhere between the top of the belt buckle and the bottom of the belt. Should be right in this range here. So for me, for a thin silk tie with my neck size and my height, I'm going to want to start it somewhere around, with my fingers around this much space left at the end of the tie. Now, if I need the tie to be shorter or longer, then I'm just going to go this way or this way. But I always use the finger method. So I like to put the tie here, hang my hands down to my side, and I'm going to find that sweet spot again for a thin tie. It's about right in this range for me. So I'm going to get that adjusted. I don't know if you can see this on the video. Try to back up a little bit here. So that's where I'm going to start tying my tie. You have to use some trial and error for your neck size and your height, but understand if you have a thicker silk tie, then you're going to have to take a little bit more space this way, or thinner tie a little bit this way based upon that. So, all right, let's tie this tie up. So we always start it around the back of our neck. We take the smaller part of the tie down. The bigger part of the tie goes over, keeping everything nice and flat here, nice and flat. Then we'll go under and through, okay? At this point, I'm making sure, this is a mistake a lot of people make in tie, they just rush it. I'm making sure this stays flat as I go around. So it goes now down, around, and behind here, just keeping everything flat, then up and over and through. So now this is what I call the checkpoint. This is where I'm going to look and make sure that I'm creating a nice triangle. And now I'm going to take the thick part around. Notice I'm keeping this flat. Around, behind, under, and through. Now I'm creating a little pocket here is what I'm creating. And now I'm going to take the tie and put through the pocket. And I'm going to hold the top of the pocket and I'm going to pull it through. So now I'm going to I'm going to hold the knot and I'm going to pull the thick part of the tie and adjust up. See, I'm getting a nice little triangle here. Then I'm going to hold the knot, adjust the bottom of the tie. Get this nice and tight. I like a nice tight triangle knot. And I think I misjudged this one a little bit. So see, brand new tie, getting to know it a little bit. Let me see where we come in here. I think I may need to actually retie it. This comes down above my belt buckle. See that? And I would consider myself a pro when it comes to tying ties. I made a mistake because it's a new tie I wasn't familiar with. So good. This is all, I'm recording this in one take, so you're getting it. So now I'm going to untie the tie. One thing I like about it, we'll say this, when you tie a perfect tie knot, look how perfect that triangle is. So now I'm going to pop it out there, okay? So I realize now I didn't make the big part of the tie long enough. So now I'm going to, I was about right here, so now I'm going to take it down a little bit further. I got to make it a little bit longer. The longer that the thicker part of the tie is hanging down, the longer it's going to be in the end because you're taking less of the short end of the tie. So now I'm going to retie. Same thing. I'm going to take it underneath and through, round behind, up and over. I'm tying a little bit quicker because I've already shown you how. Then we're going to take checkpoint, make sure we have a nice triangle. Now we're going to take it over top, around, behind, and through. Take it through our little pocket we've created. Adjust. Now we have the right length. You got to see me make a mistake. Look at that. Nice tight triangle we want on our tie. And now you can see comes right down about halfway down my belt buckle, which is where I want it. Now let's put on a suit coat, see how this looks. Tuck this in, the little clip behind. Now, lighter blue shirt or suit, light blue shirt. Get my sleeves out here. Solid red tie. Nice knot. Now I'm ready to go to work.